Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are well. I hope you all are staying safe in these crazy times. I hope you all are just like staying sane and like just, you know, trying to make it through this crazy time in the world. But today's video is going to be an updated eyebrow tutorial. I haven't done one in almost like a year or so. I think I have like 2 eyebrow tutorials on my channel. Both of them are very old, and the way that I do my brows now has definitely changed. So I'm doing this new technique, and I thought that I would share with you guys since a lot of you have like commented on Instagram like asking for an updated tutorial on how to do my brows and all that. So that's what we're going to do today. The new way that I do my brows is actually pretty easy, I would say, compared to my other 2 brow tutorials. Like, I don't use as much products as I do on my brows now. The only thing I use is soap and some pomade. So this is going to be like a soap brow tutorial. Soap brows were really popular, you know, a couple of years ago. It was like this new trend that everyone was doing, and I honestly never hopped on the wave when it was like really popular, but then I just decided to try it, and I have just loved it ever since. All that I use for my brows is some soap and then just some pomade. So these are the only 2 products that you're going to need. And then of course your utensils or brushes you're going to need is a spoolie to brush out your brows and to apply the soap to your brows. And then you're also going to need an angle brush. The one that I use is from MAC. This is my favorite angle brush. I think this is the 286 brush. I can't really see it because the writing has worn off, but it's just a really thin angled brush, and I like to use this because it gives me really fine precision, and I'm able to draw little hair strokes how I like to do with my brows. I recommend using a soap that's like a lighter color or even like a white soap. I tried to do this with black soap and I didn't really like the way it turned out, so make sure your soap is like clear or a light color. So this is what mine looks like. Let me zoom you guys in so you can see. So these are my natural brows. As you can see, they're pretty thin. I have like a lot of sparse areas and whatnot. Just going in and just brushing out my brows. Just like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our spoolie and we're going to load it with some soap. So this is all I do. I just like brush the spoolie around in the soap, get a good amount in there. You don't want to put too much, but you know, just get a good amount. Then I just start brushing this through my eyebrows, just like so. So what the soap does is it kind of acts like a wax or a gel, and it helps to keep your eyebrows in place. So I'm just brushing this throughout my brows like this. And I actually put a little bit too much on this brow, so I'm just going to wipe off the excess. So you basically want to brush your eyebrows in the direction that you want them to lay when you fill them in. So I like to brush mine up and then toward the side.
But let me tell you, I like you a lot, baby. I wanna start at the top and the bottom, baby.
So after I put the soap on my brows, I like to let it dry for like a minute or so, because when you put the soap on it, it's still going to be kind of damp. So let it dry for a little bit, and then we're going to go in with the pomade to fill them in. So the brand of pomade that I use is actually like a beauty supply store brand. It's from Nicka, New York. Honestly, any brow pomade would do. You can use Anastasia, you can use, you know, Elf, whatever type of pomade that you want. I find this works best with the pomade. I haven't really tried it with a powder or a pencil, but my favorite way to fill in my brows is with the pomade, so that's just what I'm going to use. And the color that I'm using is just like a dark brown. So I'm just gonna take my brush and get some product on there. I like to coat both sides of the brush with the pomade, and then I like to scrape off the edges on the side so I get like a really fine point. Now I'm going to start filling in my brows, and the way that I like to do this is just by drawing like little hair strokes. So I take my brush and I just like doop 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 doop, you know, just draw little lines in the same direction that your eyebrow hair is growing. I like to do my brows like that because I feel like it looks the most. Oh, and just draw little hair strokes like this. And my pomade is actually kind of dried out, so that's why it's looking a little it's not going on as smoothly. It's a little harder for me to create these hair strokes, but if your pomade is like new and fresh, this will.
I put some ice on you 'cause you got it cold. I know I gotta keep my shorty on go. Drop that ass to the floor. Yeah. Shawty made that ass clap, she don't need no applause. High fashion, like Goya, G-Wagon, or the Rover. I put some ice on you 'cause you got it cold. I know I gotta keep my shorty on go. Drop that ass to the floor. Whoa. You ain't gotta deal with none of these niggas no more. If we hop in the beans, is that okay?
This is what the brow looks like when it's fully filled in. I'm gonna quickly do the other one and then I'll be right back.
But let me tell you, I like you a lot, baby. I wanna start at the top and the bottom, baby. And you want to shoot with the red at the bottom, baby. You know I like when you ride at the top, baby. You want your name, yo. I'm only doing cash, I don't need promo. I pull up to the high rise, I'm in the 4-4. Inside Coco. If I got a feeling, I keep it inside my heart. And I keep a petty.
So this is how both of my brows look, completely filled in. Now I normally just leave them like this. I know a lot of people like to go in with concealer and like clean up their brows. I really don't feel the need to do that anymore. I just like the way they look, you know, just naturally filled in like this. But I'm going to also show you guys what they look like if I were to carve them out. But I won't use my concealer. I'll use my foundation because it's the same color as my skin tone, and it's also not as thick and, you know, pigmented as my concealer. So I just take the smallest amount, like literally that much, yeah. And then I'm just gonna wipe this off on the back of my hand. Oh, I don't like to do the whole thing. I just do the tail part of it.
If I hit it front and back, she gon' hit it sidewalk. If you got a lesson with her, take her back to my law. Got a 5 in the morning, wild. And the name ain't Megan, but she Italian. Never see my whole surviving. Remember I was pulling up in the valley. You know I take her so when she riding. The sneakers all kids, so shot it on the drop it low like a limo. Now we kick it like Timbo. Shot it made that ass clap, she don't need no applause. I put some ice on you 'cause you got it cold. I know I gotta keep my shorty on go. Drop that ass to the floor. Yeah. Shawty made that ass clap, she don't need no applause. High fashion, like Goya, G-Wagon, or the Rover. I put some ice on you 'cause you got it cold. I know I gotta keep my shorty on go. Drop that ass to the floor.
So that's pretty much all that I do for my brows. I just use the soap and then the pomade, and that's it. I don't really need to put any extra like eyebrow gel on it because I feel like the soap holds it in place pretty well. So yeah, super easy. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.
You know I like when you run to the top, baby.